Hello everyone, this is Dr. Kim's Scholarship and Journey. Welcome to my channel, and this time we'll explore the parable of Pearl, which is another unique parable in Matthew. Pearl, just like a treasure we studied last time, this parable is somehow very similar to it, but in some sense, this parable is quite different from the parable of the treasure. What to expect? Who is a merchant in this parable? A merchant. A merchant. This parable is compared with a merchant. Who is this guy? We should try to notice what he's doing, right? What he's doing. Why is he in search of fine pearls? He's a businessman trading pearls. He went out in search of fine pearls. What is one pearl of a great value by which he stopped buying, right? And he just did something very, very unusual thing. I mean, he just bought one pearl of a great value by selling all he had. That's something we can't hardly understand, but he did it. He bought one pearl of great value by investing everything he had. Is his decision to buy, one pearl of great value a good one? Is it really a good one? Good choice? Good decision? Well, depend on, right? How we can think about it. Why does he decide in that way? How is the kingdom of God compared with a merchant? In other words, how can we compare? In what sense is the kingdom of God compared with a merchant, right? Who initially went out to buy fine pearls, but eventually he found one pearl, not many pearls, but one pearl of great value. He was just kind of he did everything he could to buy that one pearl. So let's read Matthew 13, 45, 46. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant in search of fine pearls. Like a merchant in search of fine pearls. So far, that is what he did, right? In his business as usual, he always went out as a merchant to buy fine pearls so he could make big profit, right? But now 46 verse here, on finding, right, all of a sudden somehow on finding one pearl of a great value. So you have to notice here one pearl of great value. Initially he went out to search for fine pearls, plural, right? Many good quality pearls he had to buy and he had to resell later, right? So he could make large profit, big profit. But he did something unusual here on finding one pearl, not many, one pearl of great value, which is very subjective thing anyway, okay? He judged it. This one pearl, it's just everything. So he went and sold all that he had and bought it. Why he did it? This parable does not explain to you why he did it such a way, because does he want to resell it? Who can buy that? That's another issue. Now, interpretation. A merchant who sought for fine pearls as business usual, right? He does all the time, right? That's what he does. In that way, he could make a lot of money, right? Many fine pearls, so he had to buy and he had to stock in his warehouse, right? And then he can sell them, right, with some margins and profits. So the more you sell, the more profit you can have, because in your warehouse you have a good many fine pearls. But what is unusual about this guy is that all of a sudden somehow he found one pearl of great value. Who can decide that this has great value? He did it. He judged it. This one pearl is everything. Okay? He just decided this is something that he has to buy. Without it, he can't live. You know, because it's too precious. He has to buy it. And he can't even resell it. He does not consider reselling it. If you resell it, that means there is not so much precious for you, right? If you have something so much precious thing that in your hand, you don't want to sell it, right? If you have a real precious thing in your hand, you don't want to sell it because it's a too precious thing. So somehow this guy thought that, oh, aha moment. This one pearl of a great value in his subjective kind of judgment, okay? Value, somehow great value might be a subjective one, right? He decided this one pearl is so precious. Even if nobody else could see it the same way as I see it, but for me, this one pearl is just great thing. I could invest everything I have to buy this one because I can't live without it. I have to buy it. So this guy, you know, did it. I mean, went home and sold everything to buy this one pearl of a great value. Why? We do not know, but definitely, I don't think he did it to make more money, right? Again, as business usual, if you have interest in making more money, right? The usual business practice is that what? You have to buy many fine pearls and stock in your warehouse, and you could get large profit. That's business 1, 2, 3, you know, basic rule 1, 2, 3. But he does not follow that business as usual, you know, practice. For an ordinary person, merchant, okay, all merchants do that way. He did it that way too. But somehow, someday, when he found one pearl of a great value, according to his mind, one pearl of a great value is quite subjective one somehow. It doesn't matter, okay? Other people appreciate this one pearl same way, you know, as I do. Doesn't matter. But this guy was just surprised by finding this one pearl of a great value. So he invested everything to buy this one. What may be that? It may be one pearl of a great value. Remember here, one pearl, right? One call of God, one love of God, one vocation of God, something like that. We can think that we can apply it that way, right? It makes sense. If we do work for God, that may be one call of God, right? Not two calls of God, one call of a singular, one call of God, one vocation, one ministry, one pearl, which is great value. Some people do not consider, you know, my ministry has great value. But for me, it's a great value. I can't resell it. I can't give up on this value, great value of my work. So it makes sense. So one pearl of great value could be subjective, but somehow the one who found, the one who was engaging in this business, okay, he or she can't live without it, can't live without it. So reflection is quite clear. In what way is this parable of pearls different from the parable of a treasure? The parable of a pearl here, yes, different from the treasure. In what way? Because in the parable treasure, there's no emphasis on, someone's intentional efforts to find the treasure, right? In the middle of his work in a field, he could find something treasure, right? It's kind of accidentally found it. Once it is found, then he really did a radical action. Otherwise, in the parable of treasure, we don't see the guy's intentional efforts. But here in the parable of parable of pearls, we see this guy was in search of fine pearls. He was very kind of a person that looked out, searched for fine pearls. Very intentional effort is made in this parable. And eventually he found one pearl of great value, right? So there been some period of time he was looking for fine pearls, and eventually he found a great one. Otherwise, these two parables are similar to each other. In what way? Both of them found something valuable, great thing, then they did it. They took radical, right, immediate action to make that treasure or pearl to be theirs. The last question I give to you: what's your one pearl of great value? What's your one pearl of great value for which you will invest everything you have and that you cannot live without it? I love this question. What's your one pearl of great value for which you will invest everything you have and that you cannot live without it? Thank you for watching, and I hope you will love this parable of pearl and treasure. Somehow you may continue to think about the implications of this parable while you go through your own work and ministry and vocational, discernment. Thank you, and I hope to see you next time with the other parables.